What's up, everyone? I'm your host, Paul Sabo, and I'm joined by my co host, the Lord himself, LordxHam. We go live Friday evenings here at twitch.tv/punk with a controller. We record a podcast for you where we catch up with what we're playing and what we're watching. We break down what's happening in the video games industry that week, and we end with a closing topic that gives you more insight into who we are as gamers. If you've missed any episode, go over to youtube.com/punk with a controller and check out all 20 episodes. Also, go over to Jay's channel /twitch.tv/LordxHam and show him some love. Please like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell to know exactly when we're going live. Follow us on all social media to get some behind the scenes and leave a comment on all of our videos over at YouTube and let us know what you want to see us cover. Here's a quick reminder that it's September and anyone can save 20% on new monthly subs and gifted subs. And if you have an Amazon Prime, you can link it with your Twitch account and make a Twitch Prime gaming account and gift one free sub a month to any content creators. It really helps out smaller channels like Jay's and I's, and we would both really appreciate it if you would sub to one of us. But other than that, please enjoy the show. How was your week so far?
Week was pretty good. I had a lot of anxiety over the week just because of those yellow jacket stings I got
Bad, huh?
8 days ago. Bad.
Really?
Bad. Yeah, like I thought that I was gonna have to go to the hospital or something.
Oh my
Like they
god.
they swelled up and like my whole leg was like locked up. Like the muscle just felt like it was flexed 100% of the day.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we'll come to find out that yellow jackets are very venomous. And depending on how much venom they pump into you, the more fucked up you get. And I got stung 4 times, and the one on my leg, dude, he got in there pretty good. But we're getting better now. So that was my like the vibe of the week. Just kind of like, wonder what's gonna happen here, but it ended up like today was a really good day, so yeah. Um, it was a good week. What about you? How was your week?
So my week was pretty I had a lot of anxiety as well. Last episode I was going through a bunch of medical issues as you'll learn I do fairly often. And I had a follow-up appointment, I scheduled a follow-up appointment with my actual doctor and just filled him in on everything that was going on, and I was there for a while. I had some more scans done on my fucking brain and shit. All that normal stuff. Normal stuff. And like, so this isn't any offense to you. This isn't I only meant good by this. And trust me when I say I follow this up, I am 100% honest. So when I was sitting in the doctor's office with my dad, I was telling him that I was like, no matter, because this was, the follow up to pretty much everything that happened last year and what's been happening to me this last week. So I told him, I was like, like no matter what info we get here, I'm going to tell everyone except for, you, mom, and Annie, my, stepmom, who's a doctor. I'm like, I'm going to tell everyone I have a clean bill of health. Because I just feel like I've been getting like weird treatment recently. I just feel like people have been looking at me differently, just not wanting to do certain shit with me because of my head. So I was just like I want all that to go away. I want everything to go back to how it was. So I'm just gonna I'm gonna come back and be like, I got a clean bill of health. I just gotta take everything easy, and that's exactly what the fucking doctor told me. Like that, I swear to God. The aneurysm I've had since I was 5 years old is gone. The growth on my lung is benign. It's nothing to be concerned about. He said, it's actually pretty common. We never really scanned your chest. This whole time we've been scanning your head. So when we did scan your chest, it just kind of happened to be there and we noticed. But yeah, it's benign, nothing to really worry about. I'm going back in 3 months to, just have another scan to monitor that, make sure it's cool. But the point is that I'm fucking good. Like literally for the first time in my life, I am good. And it's a pretty goddamn big deal for me. So I went from having, a shitload of anxiety all week, thinking that, I'm gonna get some bad news. I'm gonna have to lie to everyone in my life forever. Um, but no, it turned out that the lie is the truth, and that I don't have to lie to everyone, and that I am fucking good. And it's very, very like, literally fuck everything else that happened in the week. Fuck if work sucked or if it was too hot or it's been very nice lately. But fuck all of that. I'm healthy, which I am very, very, very happy to hear. But Jay, we're here to talk about games. We're here to talk about movies and shows and pop culture, shit we
Shit like
like.
that.
What'd you consume this week?
I consumed a lot of Splitgate.
Oh my god, it's so good.
It's fun. It's just fun. Gives me old school vibes, and they're just like it hits the mark for a free like just pick up and play for an hour, maybe even more than that, depending on how much I'm gaming. But yeah, definitely played some Splitgate. Played with you a couple times.
Yeah, just real quick, like it's a great like people always are looking for like, like that, like that's why like a lot of people like Fortnite, because it's like, a quick game you could just pick up for, you got a half hour to kill before you got to go somewhere. You don't want to really watch anything. You kind of want to play something. Like Splitgate is honestly like hitting that mark, and it hits the mark in just so many levels. Like,
It's
like
optimized. It works. It's
people
good.
like people say like it's like Halo meets Portals, which is completely accurate. But I mean, if you're a Quake fan, you'll love this. If you're an Unreal Tournament fan, you'll love this. Any kind of arena shooter game that's like a game you've enjoyed, like Splitgate is for you. It's free to play, and like when we were playing over the weekend, like I was talking a little shit. I was like, like, I'm not gonna buy a battle pass for this game. It's free to play, blah blah blah. I'm at the point where I'm like, this is a small developer that published this game on their own, like, and they put it out for free. Like, I want to give them the $10 because
And it's only
they're
$10. I
yeah
have like
they're
half of the battle pass unlocked.
I want to support that team. So yeah, like I'm gonna buy the battle pass. But sorry to cut you off.
No,
Yeah,
you're good. You're
Splitgate's
good.
dope.
It's fun. It's really fun. Let's see what else. Played some Hell Let Loose with some friends this week. Game's super overpopulated. Can't find a good server that's not full in the United States. So that's where that is. Still a really good game. They changed a lot, but I didn't really get to like have my Hell Let Loose experience. We were like 185 ping, like some wicked stuff. So yeah, I mean that was cool. And then I started playing Civ 6 again. I usually pick that up every couple months and start a single player match and just like play that for like a couple weeks. And I had the Steam version, and there's like a bug with that version of the game on Steam where it doesn't save. So like I was never able to like save my progress. Well, it came out free on Epic. So
Now, what's the new one coming that out this fall? Is that another Civ game?
no.
Is it
I don't
Total War maybe?
total I don't think no, Civ just keeps releasing like expansions.
I think it's a Civ 4 expansion.
Civ
Because
6.
maybe it's that. But they were at Gamescom. They were on Xbox's showcase. They were the one who literally just taught you how a trebuchet works. Like that's literally all their showcase was showing you what a trebuchet is. But I want to say that was for a Civilization game. I'm not sure though. I'll look into that. Keep going.
And then let's see. Last Saturday I watched Cruella for the first time. The movie's amazing, by the way. I don't know if you've seen it, but it's very good. Very dark. Like the moment when it hooked me, it hooked me. Like I always I love Emma Stone, so I knew I was going to like her part in it. But then they start playing Iggy Pop, and I'm like, I was sold. I was like, this is edgy as fuck. Edgy, and I love it. And then let's see, we went over a friend's house last weekend, and they're moving, so we played some board games. Played some tabletop shit.
What'd you play?
We played Catan. You ever play Catan?
I have no idea what that is.
You, like, build trade routes and settlements and gather resources and stuff. But
Just real quick, I was thinking of Age of Empires.
there you go. It was one of those.
Yeah.
But the big game, tabletop game we played was Munchkin. You ever play Munchkin?
I've never even heard of Munchkin.
Oh my god, you would love it. It's like, so basically, it's a card game, right? And you have a bunch of items and spells and race cards and class cards and, like, dwarf and wizard and all that stuff. And you build a character, and the first person to level 10 wins, and basically you just have to clear dungeons, and you can, like, team up with each other or fuck each other over. And it's kind of like it knows what it is. Like, in the manual, it's a dungeon game without all that RP BS. Kind of like all
So
without
it's
all
kind
the
of like
RPG.
Mario Party meets like a Dungeons and Dragons.
It's more of like character builder. You build like your inventory. You have one-handed items, two-handed items. Like, certain stuff can only be used with, uh, say, like, the dwarf can only use this card. And then there's like a currency system. I don't know. It's really fun. Takes like 2 hours to play. There was like 5 of us, I think, and no, 6 of us, and it's really fun. And I've actually owned it for like 2 years. I've had it in the basement. Never learned how to play it. And then when we were at a friend's house, LordxHam was like, "Oh yeah, we tried playing it in the cabin for our anniversary trip, and we got like frustrated and gave up. So then they taught us, and now I have like expansion packs and stuff too. Like there's different. I have like 6 expansion packs for it as well, with different items and weapons and whatnot. So it's a fun game, fun party game. And that was my week.
Fuck yeah. I mean we gloated about Splitgate, a few minutes ago, so I don't really have any more to say about that, but other than it's free to play, it's cross play across pretty much everything. So besides mobile and I think Switch, it might even be on Switch now that I think about it.
Nah.
It's not okay, so yeah, no Switch or mobile. So yeah, you can play cross play, it's free to play on everything, and it's fucking awesome, and I could not recommend that game enough. Riders Republic beta was going on all weekend. I wrapped that. I probably put like 8 hours into that game.
Really?
I cannot wait. Like but it it's not without its issues in the sense of the best way I could put it is I can't wait to play this game to kill time until Skate. Because like once Skate comes out, this game is just gonna and that's going off of what I think the next Skate will be. For all I know, they're gonna completely ruin it. But I mean, this game is hitting all those marks I need. Simple, basic, achievements that you just go out and get. It's for me personally. I know the gameplay has been mixed. I just put it all on steep controls, and it's right back to what I remember it being. So, and I still have Steep installed on my console, so I still play that game fairly regularly. So none of the controls or anything were lost on me, and it's just bigger and more. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to that final product. I'm still hesitant on spending the full. I think it's going to be $70 for the next gen version, or I'll probably maybe just buy it on PC and just save the extra $10. But we'll see where that goes. And then I have been seeing a lot of movies lately.
Like out in the theater?
Yeah, I don't know what it is. It's just, there just happens to be a bunch of movies I want to see. Um, so first things was The weekend that you were out of town when we were supposed to record episode 20, so 2 weeks ago, I went and saw Don't Breathe 2, and I forgot to put that in the docket. And that actually, that might make sense on why I forgot to put it in the docket because it was kind of forgettable. I don't know if you saw the first Don't Breathe. Like,
No.
that's one of my favorite horror movies in like the last
That's with the
decade.
blind guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dude, it's like such an original story. It's so well directed and really well acted and shot. Um and it's only like an hour and a half, and it's one of those movies where it feels like so much happens but only 3 people die. Like, it's not, this big sprawling plot where, I mean, this second one is the best way I can compare the movie is Rambo to Rambo 2, if that makes sense. Like,
But
the
Rambo
first
2 is better than Rambo 1.
oh my god, I hate you. Dude, like First Blood is honestly like a really good movie
It
that
is.
tackles PTSD in a really early it tackles PTSD very early on in cinema, and just the way that movie is fucking awesome. He doesn't even really kill anyone until the end of the movie when he like actually snaps and goes crazy. And then the second movie, he's fucking back in Vietnam in his fucking wife beater with a big ass LMG just mowing down people. It just completely goes off the rails of what that movie started off as. And that's what happens with Don't Breathe too. Is, Don't Breathe was a very simple story. It took place in one location essentially, and it was as gruesome and violent as it needed to be, and it was a very dark movie. But the second one, they took it to all different, they took it to a manner of different locations, and they tried to do these big set pieces and all these unique kills, and a lot of the kills I'm just like, why? I'm like, this is gruesome just for the sake of being violent. This is violent for the sake of violence, which is like my least favorite thing. So, that movie was okay. Like, I wouldn't recommend going and seeing that movie. I'll give that movie a half an avocado. And then I went and saw Candyman on Monday.
I heard
Um,
mixed reviews.
yeah, my brother saw it twice. He saw it with me on Monday and he saw it opening night. He fucking loves it. I haven't, said my opinion at all, and he just walked past me outside, so I'm gonna try and keep it down. I I didn't really like it. Now, it's a hard movie for me to talk about in the sense of the like the plot was great. Like, like the overarching story. Just like, the way that they incorporated, the gentrification of Chicago, and the way, police treat people of color, and how they've been treating people of color in that city for so long. And how they incorporate that into the actual Candyman plot from the first movie was cool. The acting is great. The kills are really unique. The way it's shot, they incorporate mirrors and reflections really well in like every scene, and that was all really dope. But I felt like they relied way too heavily on the trilogy aspect of Candyman, in the sense of, if they would have done what like Danny McBride did with Halloween 2018, where he's just like, we're throwing everything out. This is a direct sequel to the 1978's Halloween. Um, like, I felt like that would have been, they could have done it a lot better, and they could have made it a lot clearer. Whereas I felt like they relied way too heavily on the sequels to Candyman, Candyman 2 and Candyman 3, and I didn't see either of those. I saw the first Candyman fucking 15 years ago. Um, I had really no affiliation for this character, and they didn't really do a good job of explaining him too well. Like in the end, he was still this weird demonic honeybee, and I don't know. It's hard for me to wrap my head around. Like again, all of like the social issues that they incorporated into Candyman was fucking awesome, but the final execution of the plot just it didn't hit for me. And again, I liked everything about the movie except for just like its final execution, which is upsetting because that was like one of my most anticipated movies for a really long time. um, I saw Stillwater with Matt Damon. I don't know if you've
Any
seen.
good?
I don't know if you've seen or heard about that movie at
I
all.
have.
Yeah. It was very good. It was very, very, very good. It was very sad.
He's the
Um,
oil field dude.
it's not, no, not really. He cleans up after disasters, like, just random work, just enough to get him by so he can go over to France where his daughter is convicted of murdering her girlfriend. And it's just, yeah, it's a really good story in the sense of it's not really what you think it is. Like, that is if you look up any plot synopsis for the movie, that will be, the plot of it. But it's more of a love story and his connections outside of America that he builds that the movie's really centers on. And I thought it was really, really, really good. And again, pretty damn sad. So just a heads up. And I'm gonna save that one for last. On Hulu right now, there's 3 episodes of the show called "Only Murders Happen in This Apartment." Do you have Hulu? Have you seen this one in passing?
I do have Hulu. I've
So
not.
this is the new Steve Martin Short show that also has Selena Gomez as one of the main characters. And Steve Martin, he wrote the whole thing. It's his show, and it's basically just a 5 episode one off who done it, like murder mystery, and it's really fucking good. It's like it's hitting that Atlanta, that Dave style dark comedy show where it balances the this is fucking hilarious and this is getting pretty serious right now. It balances both of those really well. And the first 3 episodes are up right now. There's only 5 episodes in total. Next episode is this week, and then the final episode's the week after that. Um, I'm it's a really good show, and I highly recommend that. And then the final thing that I went and saw was a Dutch foreign film called Another Round. Now, I fell in love with Mads Mikkelsen as Hannibal in the Hannibal TV series. The TV series sucked, but Mads Mikkelsen was the best part of that show. He was genuinely an awesome Hannibal. He was fucking terrifying. And then he was one of the main characters in Death Stranding, Cliff Unger, and he was, in my opinion, like one of the most compelling characters in video game history. So I've grown a very large affiliation for Mads Mikkelsen, and he did this Dutch film called Another Round. The basic plot, I would say, is it's about these 4 high school teachers, or these 4 high school senior, it seems, teachers. I don't know what the school system's like in Norway. But they there's Mads plays the history teacher. This other guy plays the psychology teacher. There's the gym teacher and the music teacher, and they all have their own personal issues that they're dealing with outside of their friendship and outside of their school, but each other. That's how they kind of get away from everything. And it's I don't remember any of their names, but it's the philosophy or the psychology teacher's birthday. It's his 40th birthday, and they all go out and celebrate. They all go out and get dinner together. And they're, Mads is drinking kind of lightly, like he's like, recommending the wines. He's kind of the connoisseur. One of them's drinking a little bit more heavily than everyone else. And the psychology teacher talks about how there's this Norwegian philosopher who was from like the 1800s, I think, who had this theory that humans were born with less blood alcohol content than they should. He thought that people should have at least, or they should have 0.05% blood alcohol content at all times to maintain creativity, to maintain joy, and just keep everything that makes you a human. It was weird. And Mads Mikkelsen, they're all down in their personal lives, so they're like, let's try this out. So they start drinking, and just they start day drinking and all this other shit. And it was a very thought-provoking movie. As you know me, it hit me it hit me in a spot. Just because like the way that the movie was paced was really well, in the sense of they capture everything that you want to, or they got about everything that there was in alcoholism. I feel where like, they started off just drinking a little bit, and it's like, yeah, we're happy, like, we're hanging out, we're buds. And then they're like, like maybe we should, 0.05 alcohol content. Maybe we're doing fine with 0.05. Maybe we should raise it up a little bit. Like by the end of the movie, their blood alcohol content's like 1.2. It's fucking insane. They're getting wasted. And like that's kind of what the movie's about, is like that progressive state. And just the pacing of it and how certain things are left out to your imagination is what made the movie like really thought-provoking. And the fact that it almost ends on like a positive drinking like moment. In the sense of like, one of the final scenes is the movie fades to black, and then it fades back, and Mads Mikkelsen is passed out in an alleyway with a cut on his head, and some random street dogs like, licking the wound, and he kind of just shoos it away and gets up and, just stumbles off hungover. And, you never find out how he got there, what happened to his head or anything like that. He fucking blacked out. And then like the final scene of the movie is them celebrating with their students. They graduated and their students are marching down the streets of the town, and they're marching with them, fucking chugging champagne, dancing to music. And then it just kind of ends there. I don't know. It was a very thought-provoking movie, and it tackled, alcoholism and drinking in a really conflicting way. And I don't know. I thought it was fucking incredible. I'm trying to stop swearing so much in this show, and I've already said the F word about 19 times. But yeah, no, that movie's on Hulu now, actually, so you could go and check that out if you're interested. Again, it's all subtitled, so if that's not your thing, then that's not your thing, unfortunately. But if you've watched one subtitled movie, you could watch any subtitled movie. It's not a big deal. Like you watched Inglourious Bastards last week. Like that movie is 60.
90%.
I want to say that movie's more subtitled than it's not. So, yeah.
Train to Busan.
Train to Busan. Yeah, no, that movie's fucking sick.
Oh my god. Oh, one little ditty I found out this week. Netflix has acquired Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
What are they gonna do with that?
Well, Legendary was already they're doing a Halloween treatment on the original, finally.
Or they're just doing like a direct sequel to the first one?
Yeah, but like in the now, Leatherface is supposed to be like 70.
That's gonna be weird. You're gonna have to do some shit to make a 70-year-old man intimidating.
Well, he's huge, and
I feel like he's gonna have to be the old dude, and they're gonna have some new young guy.
they'll figure it out.
They're gonna do something progressive. It's gonna be like a young chick or something, and she's gonna be hacking people apart, and that'll be dope as fuck.
There you go.
But Jay, let's get on to the news. Just a quick little reminder here. I have written up every news story on my own, so give me a little credit here if I fuck any of this up. But we got essentially all Sony news this week. They have just been popping off all week, and we got some stuff that's pretty interesting. This first one, Norman Reedus seems to have spilled the beans on Death Stranding 2 this week.
The beans have been spilled?
On more than one occasion, Sam Porter Bridges himself, Norman Reedus, has confirmed that there is potential for a sequel to Death Stranding, the new genre-bending game from acclaimed writer and director Hideo Kojima. On top of him mentioning that he was in talks with Kojima to work on another project, he spoke with a Brazilian reporter via IGN Brazil, where he reportedly said, and I quote, "I think we're doing a second Death Stranding. The game is in negotiations right now, so yay," end quote. He said when he spoke with Wire, "We did Death Stranding, which was a huge hit, and we're in talks to do some other stuff." He also added, "I'm talking to Hideo about maybe doing some more Death Stranding stuff." The Wired interview could be a reference to the Death Stranding director's cut, but aligning this with Jeff Grubb's reports of Kojima partnering with Xbox for a cloud-based game, it seems that that project may be farther off than fans had hoped. It seems all but confirmed for Death Stranding 2, but only time will tell. Jay, I'm just going to put this out there. It's confirmed. I mean, at least I don't know. Like it's confirmed to be working on in negotiations, but like if it's actually going to pass through Sony, I don't know. Because this game wasn't very successful. Let me see if I could just pull up some sales numbers real quick. As of March 2021, Death Stranding has sold roughly over 5 million units worldwide on PS4 and PC. Okay, so that's actually not bad. Granted, his last game, Metal Gear Solid 5, sold over 6 million units by the end of 2015, and it launched in September of 2015. So in in 4 months it sold almost as much as it sold over the amount it sold up to date with Death Stranding. But we're talking about Metal Gear Solid, one of the most acclaimed video game series of all time, versus a brand new IP that is extremely niche. I mean, getting to the core of this game, you gotta like walking on a snowy mountain peak. You gotta climbing a cliff. You gotta like walking in the rain. Like it is a niche game. It's more of a hiking simulator with some horror elements than anything. Personally, again, got a shrine in my back here. It's one of my favorite games from the last generation, and it's one of my favorite games of all time. But I'm not going to underestimate the fact that it was a very niche title. So the idea of them doing a sequel is a little surprising to me. On top of the fact that I don't necessarily want a sequel to this game. Now, Jade, has this game piqued your interest at all? Have you seen? Never piqued your
I've
interest.
watched people streaming, and I was like falling asleep.
Yeah,
one time I didn't fall asleep. Someone like stole a shotgun from this group of dudes and like killed them all, and I was like, "Wow, I didn't know you can do that in this game." And that was it.
the crazy thing is that those people you can't kill people because bodies are now nuclear. So now all those dudes who you just killed, they're gonna die. So now instead of going back there and there's that camp or that open field, it's just gonna be a massive crater because of fucking they exploded and took everything out. Like this game was so uniquely done. And then on top of all of that, Hideo yet again predicted the future. This game is about everyone hiding indoors because of an invisible threat, and the heroes are delivery men. He put this game out a year before the pandemic. It's unbelievable. He started writing it years before the pandemic. It's always been a running joke that he's predicted the future, and this just takes the cake. So, again, I don't really want a sequel to the game because I felt like it ended on such a, it's one of those things where it's kind of just left to your imagination, like where do you think it's going to go? And I really liked that. Whereas a sequel, I mean, I don't know. Knowing Hideo, he'll do a sequel, right? Like, I don't know. Like, I would want it to, like, I don't know, maybe take place somewhere else doing something differently. Maybe a prequel would be cool. I'm not 100%. But yeah, I'm definitely going to keep this one in my radar because I can't fucking wait for this. Any more info on this game? The director's cut comes out on September 24th, and the final trailer that Hideo has been tweeting about and teasing for literally like 2 months, that's coming out next Wednesday, September 8th, and I'm expecting a 15-minute long, just fucking mind-bending machine of a trailer. It's gonna be insane. It's gonna be fucking crazy. Story number 2. This one is a bit of an issue. Have you been seeing all these issues about the Horizon
No.
pre-orders? All right, so Horizon Forbidden West is going to be a pain in the ass for last gen console owners. Sony hasn't been exactly praised for its backwards compatibility. Quite the opposite, actually. Between poor save transfers, additional fees, and more, this might be the one that takes the cake. Pre orders went live for the sequel to the new hit IP from Guerrilla Games, and the pricing system is unusual, to say the least. Horizon Forbidden West won't offer a free upgrade from PS4 to PS5 on its standard or special editions. And you can't even pay to upgrade a standard edition to one that does include the PS5 version. So basically, you either buy the $80 deluxe edition that comes with both the PS4 and PS5 version, or the $250, I typed that in wrong, it's $250 fuck you, give me money edition, which comes with both copies of the game and some big statue that genuinely does look really cool, but not $250 cool. Jay, what the hell is Sony doing with their backwards compatibility? I mean, Xbox has been introducing this I can't remember what it's called, quick resume or something like that, where you got a game, it's upscaled and made for the next gen and it's ready to go. Whereas PlayStation's like, yeah, we're going to port it for $30. We're going to give you some expansions, but if you want it, it's going to be about $30. In this case, it's $40.
I think it's because the Xbox has always had better internals than the PlayStation.
Now, this is
It's a hardware constraint.
this is just a cash grab. It's not a hardware constraint. The PlayStation 5's, hardware is nothing to, bat an eye at. The SSD in that console is debatably farther ahead than any other SSD you could buy on the market currently. That's, that I'm not saying that, I'm stating Moore's law. Moore's law is dead. I'm, stating other YouTubers who know a lot more than me who have stated similar ideas. So, their tech isn't anything to really bat an eye at. It's definitely more of a cash grab. My idea is that this might bite them in the ass. Now, you yourselves out there, you're going to have to do your own research, but I got here that I pulled from the PlayStation blog that you buy the $80 deluxe edition and you get the PS4 and the PS5 version of the game. Now, I'm curious if I go to GameStop and pre-order the $80 deluxe edition for the PS5, if that'll come with the PS4 code in like on a pamphlet inside. Because if that's the case, me and my buddy who have a PS4 can just go $40 in each. I mean, yeah, Sony still ends up getting their $80, but we save $30, 20, $30. So I'm curious, like I have a PS5. I'm just going to buy the game for the PS5, the standard edition, whatever. But if you're out there and you're like, this is bullshit, I got a PS4, I want to upgrade to a PS5, but I can't find a PS5. I would recommend trying to see if there's any way you could kind of cheat the system with a buddy of yours who does have a PS5. But then also I feel like this is kind of a, Sony being like, get out there and get a PS5. If you can find one, get one. But I don't know. You can't get one. Jay, are you still in the market for one? Have you been looking at all? Have you kept up to
No,
date?
because I'm trying to buy a house.
Yeah, that's a bit bigger. That's a bit bigger of a purchase.
Yeah. So I have no. I mean, I would like one. If one just fell in my lap, I'd be a happy camper. But it'd also be like my like couch console. Like I'd be putting that up in the living room, not in here.
100%. All right, let's get on to story number 3 here. Oh, shit, that's the wrong page. Story number 3. We got Far Cry 6 previews that just went live. You see this? You hear about this?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Far Cry 6 just had its first hands-on preview since its reveal in July of 2020. And it seems like just more Far Cry to me, but you seem to have some other opinions. What do you this one got you more excited?
I'm like 50-50 on it, to be completely honest with you. I I think the story from what from what I've heard is pretty all right, and I heard that the main villain, whatever his face is, I heard that
Giancarlo Esposito.
yeah, I heard you really want to put a bullet in his head like right off the rip. So like that's good to hear, but they've always done their villains really good. So,
I feel like they haven't done their villains like enough. Like Voss was cool. Granted, I didn't play 5 at all, so like I don't know how much
dude,
he was
5 was great.
incorporated.
The father or whatever, like it was awesome, especially if you played New Dawn and got his full character arc
Oh, I
and
heard
how
New
he
Dawn
was.
was fucking terrible.
I
And
liked it.
fucking everyone hated New Dawn. I didn't even bother. I've been bothered with a Far Cry
But
since
a lot of
4.
this is like New Dawn. They brought the health bars back. There's leveled enemies like an RPG game. Apparently there's like a shit ton of different like gloves,
Well, I was about to say,
helmets.
I was reading enemies are more so based off of their equipment base in the sense of like you'll pull out your binoculars or whatever and you'll scan a guy or you'll look at him and it'll be like like this guy's wearing this and he's carrying this kind of armor, so if you want to do like real damage to him you need this kind of armor or you need this kind of ammo, like you need like armor piercing
Something like
piercing
that.
ammo.
I figured it was just like New Dawn where they just half-assed and like made leveled areas. Like, oh,
What?
you can't go kill these guys because they're level 5 and you're level 1 kind of
Real
shit.
fucking quick, what is this? A dog killing simulator? What have we been watching this whole time?
Basically, like you have to escort this fucking punk rock chicken.
Well, like that's my big issue with this game, and honestly, that's why I'm kind of just immediately torn and just
Is the goofy
like just
shit.
thrown off by this game is, yeah, they're trying to do this super fucking political, really touchy subjective game about a fucking Cuban revolution and overthrowing the government, yet you got a little wiener dog named Chorizo in a wheelchair to distract the enemies. You got a punk rock chicken. You got a pet alligator.
You have a jetpack that
You
has
got
an
a
artillery launcher on the back of it. Dude, don't even get me started about this horse shit.
you got a CD gun that fires if you like pina coladas. Like it's fucking like
Trash.
I don't know. I don't know
I
if
will
I
not
can
be
say
playing
I don't
this
know if
game.
I can say it's insulting, but it's shitty and weird. Um
I
but
just
yeah,
want them to revisit Far Cry 2.
no,
That
for
kind of
sure.
game.
100%. Ground yourself. I don't get it. I'm probably not gonna play this Far Cry. Like I haven't played Far Cries for the last
Far Cry 4 was
5.
good.
Far Pagan Min was just so underutilized.
He
Like
was.
he was like he was a conflicting villain, but over the radio, like you had like 2 scenes with the guy. I
Yeah.
don't know. It
It's a
was
waste of a series. Like they're running out of shit to do, and
they're just doing what they're doing with all
I
their series
I
where they're
just
just remaking the same game.
I know. Oh, there's a big bad guy taking over the area. Take it all back from him.
And
I like Far Cry 2. You're a mercenary. You can pick from a long list of mercenaries from all over the world, and you come to Africa to help a civil war going on that you're fighting for both sides at the same time, and you're trying to track down an international arms dealer that you see at the beginning of the game,
The
then the whole
Jackal.
time, the Jackal, and you're like, when am I gonna find this dude? Like, and it's just like the environments were grounded and like awesome. I mean, like the AI was gruesome, like the bullet sponginess and like the cars, like or like the outposts that would always refill, but like if you mod the game now, you can get all that shit out of there. Um, but yeah, like I just miss like a good grounded, like why does it always have to be like Red Dawn in one city?
Far Cry 3 was great. And then they just completely fucking went off the goddamn rails. And then I'm calling it right now. Like, come back to this episode 21, 51 minutes, 10 seconds in. Giancarlo Esposito is going to have a max of 4 scenes, a total of 20 minutes screen time in the 80 hours Ubisoft is going to expect you to spend in this world. Because, yeah, did you see the size of the fucking map?
No.
Holy shit, dude. Like, I don't get it. I don't want literally 14 kilometers of just woods. Like, why make a map? Like, that's why I give so much credit to Yakuza, because Yakuza is literally a small town. Like, all of their games take place on the same map, but they take place in different time periods. So that's how, they change up the time around, or they change up the map. But it's all basically the same, and it's a very small city. But it is so dense, and there is so much to do that it feels massive. Where this is as wide as an ocean, but as deep as a puddle. Um, and I can't get excited for it.
I'm
Like
not.
they
I like. I wasn't excited as soon as I saw the first snippet of gameplay where they had the disc rifle that they just reskinned from New Dawn.
And then the one thing that I can't get over is that the main character in this game's name is Danny Rojas. Yeah, I know you don't watch fucking Ted Lasso, but soccer is life. The main character, or not the main character, but one of the main soccer players in that show is this incredibly hype and jacked up Latino man named Danny Rojas, who just freaks out about soccer. Soccer is life. All he talks about is soccer. He's just super hype. So it's really hard for me to kind of, you know, just separate those two in my mind, between this guy being a hardcore, rebellious mercenary, and Danny Rojas, the happy-go-lucky lucky soccer player. But I mean,
Yeah,
we'll see where this game goes. It's been previewing, I would say, about as you would expect. People are like, it's more Far Cry. Like, I don't see anyone saying really anything
oh
outstanding.
wow, this is
Yeah,
fucking game changing,
like
dude.
people are like, Giancarlo's Esposito is really cool in the scene we saw him in, but I fucking promise you that
I
is going to
want
be one of like 4 scenes. That's just how Ubisoft treats their villains, especially like these big named ones. How how much did you hear about John Bernthal in the last Ghost Recon? Did you even remember John Bernthal was in the last Ghost Recon?
Yeah, I
Because
did.
he was. The other dude from Breaking Bad who played Voss, I can't remember his name. Um, he was extremely notable, and like people always go to him as like one of the great villains. He was hardly in the game. He was on the radio with you a bunch, and you had 3 scenes with him, and then you fought him, and then
Yeah,
they
but
switched
even
over
the
to some
even
guy in a
the
suit.
even those 3 scenes of
We're
Voss
great.
were great.
That opening scene where he has you like up on the cliff and he like kicks you off. That the insanity discussion. Yeah, that whole scene is fucking awesome. Um, but I don't know if those 4 scenes totaling maybe 15 minutes equate to 60 hours. Like I don't know if I want to play however big this game is going to be, because it's gonna be like 60 hours. I watched Skill Up's preview of it, and he said, like the last Assassin's Creed, there are areas that are level gated, so there's gonna be a grind for this game. Um, and yeah, I personally can't I just can't get down with that one. But our final story. Let me see here. Where is it at? Oh, J. Incoming. We got a major Sony State of Play coming next Thursday. In quotes, you've been awfully patient, and we thank you for that. End quote. Starts the PlayStation blog post informing us that the next State of Play will be around 40 minutes long and take place next Thursday, September 9th, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and 1 p.m. Pacific. While Sony has been adamant about what to see and expect from their shows prior, this one is kind of left to our imagination. The only thing that they have 100% taken off the table is any info about the PSVR 2. Other than that, it seems anything goes. And yes, you're goddamn right, we are live reacting. Jay, now I saw that one's on you. That one is 100% on you. So
well, like when it comes to like shit like this, when I'm thinking just Sony, I can't think of anything.
I mean, you can think third party too. They're gonna have something. They're the marketers for Call of Duty, so I think it's pretty certain that Call of Duty is gonna be there. Sony's really well known for tight shows, so that 40 minutes is gonna be a dense 40 minutes, I feel. But we're gonna get into our closing topic, which just coincidentally happens to be our State of Play predictions. But before we get into that, we got our E3/Summer Games Fest results. If you've been following us back in May, right before E3 started, and EA's press conference happened in July, and Gamescom just happened this past week, we just summed up all of our predictions for the whole summer into one list, and we got the results for you. We're keeping Sony's big event separate. We announced back then that there was going to be a big Sony event. We didn't know when, but we would keep those predictions separate. So we're going to get into the E3 Summer Games Fest predictions right after a break. We're going to go and take a 5-minute break. We're going to go to the bathroom. I'm going to smoke a cigarette. So just hang around and we'll be back with those predictions. I'm going to be hanging out in the chat on my phone, so feel free to kick it. We'll be right back. We are back. Sorry for that quick little break. If you're familiar, we take about a 5-minute break an hour into the show. But going into our closing topic, we're making predictions for the Sony State of Play happening next week, Thursday, September 9th. Of course, we're going to be live reacting to that, so like and subscribe. Make sure you stick around. Hit the notification bell to know exactly when we're doing that. Jay probably won't be available for that one because
I wish.
Yeah, he doesn't, usually get off work that early. We were reluctant enough for him to get off as early as he did today. But if you're not familiar, we haven't done a prediction episode in quite some time, actually. How our lists normally go is we got 10 predictions, we got 5 honorable mentions, and 5 that actually count as our predictions. But before we get into that State of Play predictions, I was mentioning earlier that I have our E3/Summer Games Fest predictions. So I want to go over that and see who is crowned the winner so far. So, Jay, starting at the bottom for you, you got God of War Ragnarok gameplay with a delay, unfortunately. So you're getting 0.5 points. You're getting 0.5 for that one because there was no gameplay shown during Games Fest, but it did get delayed. during that time period. So you got 0.5 for that. I hope I see just a sliver of Indiana Jones. You're getting 0 for that one, bud.
Lame.
Unfortunately, we got 0 Indiana Jones. This one I knew was a stretch from the get-go. Red Dead Redemption Remaster tease. That one's a 0.
Anything involving Rockstar was a 0.
Then we get a sexy gameplay demo of Stalker 2. Now, I'm going to give you 0.5 for that one because we didn't get a gameplay demo, but we did get a gameplay trailer. So, it wasn't like, it wasn't like a 5-minute, uncut gameplay demo that I figured you were referring to, but it was, a 2 to 3 minute long gameplay trailer.
What game?
Stalker 2.
Oh, okay.
And then you get a full point for this next one, which was an easy point. It was easy. Elder Scrolls will not be present at all. You get a full point for that one. And then next up, we got SOCOM. 0 SOCOM.
Damn.
This next one was a really good prediction, actually, and you do get a full point for it. Battlestate will show off their final form of Tarkov or just the Streets of Tarkov map.
And I was right. Just the Streets of Tarkov map is all we got.
And then you also get this is where you take the lead. You also get a full point for an extensive and in-depth show-offy, in quotes, Battlefield 2042 demo. We basically got an EA Play showcase entirely dedicated to Battlefield. So it wasn't like, like a 5-minute, uncut demo of the game, but it was 15 minutes entirely dedicated
show
to just
offy.
Yeah, exactly. And then your final prediction was Warner Bros. Will show off new Harry Potter game.
Damn.
0. Yeah, that one was unfortunate because I wanted to see that one too.
Dude, I want to.
And then my predictions, starting from the bottom. Hideo Kojima shows up on Microsoft's showcase. Thank God that did not happen. And we've only gotten him working with PlayStation News since. Super Mario Strikers for the Switch is announced. That was a big stretch. That was not happening. That was a dream wish that did not come to fruition. But Final Fantasy 4, 5, and 6 remastered gets shown. Now, that's what I typed. That was my prediction. I specified across everything, but it did come. All the originals are being remastered for the mobile right now. Phones and Steam, PC only. So I'm gonna count it. So I'm gonna give 1 right there. Fable gets a gameplay showcase. 0. Beyond Good and Evil 2 finally gets an official game reveal. 0. Halo Infinite gets a very impressive multiplayer demo with a November 12th, 2021 release. If I cut the November release date there, that would be a full point. But because I included that, that's a 0.5. Because they did get that test flight earlier this month that people were very, very ecstatic about. The new Nintendo Switch is called the Super Nintendo Switch and is revealed with a spring 2022 release. That's a 0. It's just called the Switch OLED and it's coming out this fall. Oh my God, dude. This next prediction. Could you fucking imagine? BioShock 4 teased. It's a timed PlayStation exclusive and it takes place both on Earth and in underground setting. Fucking 0. I went all out. Final Fantasy 16 gets a release window. Nothing happened this summer. There are heavy rumors for Tokyo Game Show, but that's not until October. And then my top prediction was Starfield is neither confirmed nor denied to be an Xbox/Windows exclusive and just ends with 2022. Now, that is a flat 0 for me again, because Starfield is 100% confirmed only exclusive for Xbox and Windows, and it got a solid release date of November 11th, 2022. So that is a hard 0. So looking at let's look at yours real quick. That's not right. What? Okay, I don't know why. I must have typed that. Oh, okay, never mind. That makes sense. I put 0.5 next to Stalker 2, so it looked like there was 2.5 points next to Stalker. I'm like, that's not how that works. Oh, wait, you had one more prediction. I forgot to mention that was at the bottom. Skate 4 is shown off and everyone gets a boner. That's a 0. So let's see here. For your God of War Ragnarok, you got 0.5. Stalker, you got 0.5. So that's 1. And then Battlefield gameplay demo, you got 1. So that's 2. And then Tarkov, you got 1. So that's 3 total. I got Final Fantasy Remakes. That's 1. I got Halo Infinite demo. That's 0.5. And that's it. So you got 3 points right now. I don't know if you want, I'll jot this down myself. Let me just see here. Jay has 3. Paul has 1.5.
Yeah, Team Ham, boy.
Now, this PlayStation showcase could turn the tides. We'll see, though. So like I said, when we started this off, we have 10 predictions total, 5 honorable mentions, and 5 that actually count towards our predictions. Now, I put down J's. I just put normal and honorable mentions like normal. But for me, I switched it up a little bit. I put 5 predictions that are get hype, that aren't happening, but if they do, it's like, what the fuck? Those are my predictions that won't count, but those are I had to throw in some crazy ones. And then my 5 predictions are to make up for losing out this whole summer. They are all realistic that I think could all 100% plausibly show up at the showcase next Thursday. But Jay, why don't you hit me off with your first honorable mention?
A snippet, just a snippet of something Jack and Daxter, or just Jack related. Whether that be remastering the original 3, or, there being a new one, or just like, I'd be down if they redid the Precursor Legacy, like the whole thing.
Now, Jay, what if I told you this next week, the week of the 5th, is the 20th anniversary of Jack and Daxter?
20 years?
20 years.
Dude. It's gonna happen.
There's been 0 mention of anything Jack on his 20-year anniversary.
Yeah, you want to know why? Because it would, if they did it there.
Yeah.
I'd play the shit out of these games.
And let me just hold on. Let me just see if I could pull it up real quick on Twitter. My favorite reporter as of late, Andy Robinson. Let me see if I can find the exact tweet. He's always putting out all the information. No, that's not it. It'll be okay, right here. He tweeted out the article. Sony has confirmed a PlayStation Showcase event that will take place next week and will show the PlayStation 5 games planned for holiday 2021 and next year. And then he quote tweeted that saying, "I've been told there are some super announcements in this." Now take that how you will, and take the fact that Sony opened up the blog post with, "We know you've been patient and we hear you." And then basically, like, look at the last few state of plays, like the one for Horizon Forbidden West. Like, go back and look at that PlayStation blog post. It'll read something like, "We're going to have, roughly 20 minutes of Horizon gameplay for you. We'll have a few updates on indie games." And then it always ends with, "There will be no updates on God of War, Gran Turismo, PSVR." They were always very good at setting expectations for what you were going to see in each state of play. Where with this one, they're just like, "No PSVR." Anything
Everything's
else.
on the table.
Everything else is on the table. Yeah. And with Andy Robinson tweeting out, "I've been told there are some super announcements in this." He is like my most trusted person in the industry right now. So I believe him 100% with whatever the fuck he's heard about. But goddamn, yeah, no, the Jack and Daxter collection, like I said, it's the 20-year anniversary next week, and there's been zero talk about it. So, some major announcements in the next episode, next showcase. Yeah, a new
Like,
or not even a new Jack, but just a remake of Jack could
yeah.
potentially be in the future.
Or like, I want to know how they met each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like a origin story. I don't even freaking know, dude, but like this generation needs this game. I feel like.
Just, Sony was the only one who can compete with Nintendo and 3D platformers. And I feel like to this day, they're the only ones who still can. So,
My cats are like fighting, and one of them hopped behind the PC. I'm scared.
But yeah, no, I feel like this one is like completely and totally possible. I like this would be a big shocker. Naughty Dog wouldn't be working on it. I don't know. Do you have any ideas on who you could see working on it?
Whoever did Spyro.
That was Activision. That was Toys for Bob, I think. I
Yeah.
can't remember. Um, but yeah, no, yeah, I mean, they would need to do someone like that. Who are the ukulele guys? They would need to, outsource it to someone like that. Now let me get into my predictions here. What do I got? What do I got? I'm gonna start with my get hype ones. I just don't know which one to start with. So, get hype. This again, this list of my get hype list doesn't count as actual predictions. If I wanted this show to end in any way, shape, or form, it's going to end with a tease. And we're going to be teasing the Metal Gear Solid remake that's been rumored for, at this point, about a year or two. Blue Point, they're the guys who did Demon Souls remake most recently, and they actually originally remade the Metal Gear Solid PC port, or not the PC port. Actually, I clicked on the wrong link. There we go. All right, I'll see you soon. Sloop that. All right, yeah, sorry. So yeah, Metal Gear Solid. This is a remake by Blue Point that's been rumored heavily for quite some time at this point, longer than Demon Souls even came out. So I feel like it is extremely. I think it's essentially going to happen. And I reiterated this around the Bethesda acquisition that if Sony could get exclusivity rights to Konami games like Castlevania and Contra and Metal Gear Solid, I mean this is like, Metal Gear Solid 3 basically recreated in the Fox engine right now that was made on a pachinko machine in Japan. And I would fucking cry if I got a Metal Gear Solid 1 remake that looked like this. And you know what, Jay? I'm taking this prediction and I'm adding more to it. I'm
Okay.
predicting we get the Metal Gear Solid what's a 4 movie thing? It's not a trilogy, it's not
Saga.
no, a saga. I thought a saga was longer. Um oh, the fucking fear, dude. The end. No, my god, he drove me fucking crazy with his fucking eye. Um, yeah, no, I mean, if I could get a Metal Gear Solid in any Metal Gear Solid that looks and plays up to date, I'm gonna cry. Like that is literally going to make me cry because that opens up the door to all of Konami. Like I'm gonna see that, and my thoughts aren't even gonna be on the Metal Gear Solid game that I'm seeing. My thoughts are immediately gonna jump to what else is Sony working on that we're not being shown right now. And I mean, they could end with just the most subtle fucking tease. Like just like, like Snake lifting his head up, be like, kept you waiting, huh? Just like he did with Ground Zeroes, just something random like that. And oh my god, dude, I would lose my shit. What's another one you got, bud?
Honorable mention.
Yeah, or whatever you prefer. Yeah, let's get through honorable mentions first.
Well, this one makes a whole lot more sense now, but Sly Cooper. That would be what, Sly Cooper 4, right?
Uh yeah. Well, actually, there was a Sly Cooper trilogy, or there was a Sly Cooper remake trilogy that came out to the PS3. And if you beat all of those games and got all of the you platinumed all 3 of those games, you unlocked a hidden trophy or a hidden trailer at the end of the game that teased Sly 4. It never came out, but like, like they did tease it, and they did talk about it. And Jay, what if I told you that this prediction wasn't that crazy either? In the sense of, in Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, there's a new weapon to where you basically open a rift and it pulls random stuff from other PlayStation properties into the world to fuck with people. Like, I'll shoot guys and a portal will open, and a Thunderjaw, the robotic T-Rex from Horizon Zero Dawn, will fall through the portal and land on everyone and fucking just wreck shit. I'll shoot a portal in the Jeep from Uncharted 4 when you're in Madagascar. That'll fall through and, land like a bomb and blow everyone up. What if I told you you shot a portal and Sly fell through and started kicking everyone's ass?
Really?
Yeah.
And he looks
Full
like
res,
super good.
upscaled, remade, and everything.
That's
I know
I'm
one
winning
person.
this tournament we're having.
I know one person specifically who would freak the fuck out
I do
if there's
too.
a Sly remake or a
I do
Sly
too.
reboot.
I
Huh?
do as well. I said
Oh
I
yeah,
do as
yeah.
well.
Well, we're talking about the same person.
Tattooed on the man's body.
Yeah. So I don't know who would be
I put
making
that
it.
in there for him.
I don't know who would be making it, but honestly, that would be really fucking cool if there was a new Sly that came out. Now, my next one, let me see here. Hmm. 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 So we're gonna go Final Fantasy 16. This is another get hype. Because not only do I say that we're gonna get a trailer, like a gameplay trailer, but we're gonna get a release date. Not a release. Let me just clear. Let me think before I speak. Yeah, no, I say release date. I say flat out release date. Now I remember this game was shown off back in November. No, it was late September of 2020. And I remember Jason Schreier, are debatably the biggest insider in the video games industry right now, was tweeting and talking about how this game is a lot further along than people think. Like, this isn't a Final Fantasy 15 situation to where this game isn't going to come out for another 15 years. Like, this game is very far along. And there's been pretty substantial rumors that this game is going to have a big presence at Tokyo Game Show October 1st, because Square Enix is having a showcase there. But this game is going to be exclusive to the PlayStation 5. And Tokyo Game Show, like Gamescom, is a niche showcase. So I could see it being a similar situation to like why Xbox didn't announce Halo's release date on Xbox's showcase at Gamescom. They gave it to Jeff Keighley for his one opening night live, because they knew Jeff Keighley and his name and his brand would pull in more than Microsoft's showcase what a games. Oh God, sorry. Then Microsoft showcase what a Gamescom. This is being directed and headed by the man who has written and directed all of the expansions for Final Fantasy 14, which have been the best. I have like 200 and something hours in that game. Those were the best Final Fantasy stories since the 90s, since Final Fantasy 9, I would say, it was the best Final Fantasy story. So the fact that he is writing and directing and heading these games has me so unbelievably excited. You have no idea. Not even necessarily for me, but for everyone who is either not a Final Fantasy fan or has been wanting Final Fantasy to be good for so long, but has just hated everything they've put out. Like, honestly, by the looks of this game, Jay, I could see you getting into this. And just if any concern, you're like Final Fantasy 16, Jesus Christ. The thing with Final Fantasies is they have no correlation with each other. Like, they're like, there are monsters and gods that exist between all of throughout the series, like these all these summons, all these guys, they go back to Final Fantasy 7, some of them, but they, that's it. These characters right here, they're completely new. Their story is completely different. Their journey is completely separate from every other Final Fantasy story, and I cannot fucking wait for this game either way. And if they show it at PlayStation Showcase, like I said, I could feel like it could be a opening night live situation where, Square Enix is like, not many people are going to tune into our Tokyo Game Show showcase. So let's show it at PlayStation State of Play, where they're going to have hundreds of thousands of viewers live, let alone who are going to watch it on YouTube later. But hit me with another one you got here, Jay.
Let's see here. Another Tony Hawk's Pro Skater remaster, 3 or 4.
Why not both?
Because 4 is a severely long game.
4 is so good.
Yeah, it is, dude. That's like the best one.
You don't think they could do it in one package?
3 and 4, like it wouldn't make sense. Dealing with different shit.
Yeah, that's a good point.
3 would be the most sense. They could do that quick,
God, I'm just looking at this remake right now. But they have
I 100% in this game.
They're in unfortunately a similar boat as the guys who made Spyro, to where this team just got shifted over to Call of Duty.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're not even a team anymore. They're just people who work for like Sledgehammer and shit. and it's upsetting because they have only put out bangers. Because the same team that made this is the same team that made Crash, I believe.
Yeah, this game was a lot of fun. Well, the remake, obviously. Did you play it?
Yeah, no, I have it on PC. I didn't play it, entirely like you did, but I played it enough. Um, but yeah, I mean that's hmm. I wonder how. I wonder the. I'm trying to remember who had the marketing rights for that game. Uh,
PlayStation first.
yeah, no, yeah, well, hmm, yeah, I guess. Uh, yeah, because it came to Epic Store too, so that would make sense because they have a partnership with Epic. Um, yeah, I would personally, I would love 4. Like
Me too.
you can't just jump 3. So they would obviously do 3 first.
Well, I
But
figured they'd do like a DLC.
yeah, because there's not much more to 3 that you. I mean,
Right.
you could literally just add the maps. Because I mean, that's essentially what they did with this game. Because
Add
I
the
mean, these
maps.
characters don't change at all, do they?
There's a newer ones, but
Well,
you'd have to cut some. Like you can't put Bam Margera in there.
no, I mean like in the sense of like are they dressed the same? Like, is Chad Muska look like that in Skate or in
No,
Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2?
no.
Okay.
But they look completely different than the original games in this too. So
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I'm just like trying to figure out like, the least they could do for a new game. But yeah, that would be cool. I just don't know how likely that is because like I said, that team moved over to Call of Duty
hey,
now.
that's why it's an honorable mention.
Let me see here. What else do I want to throw in? Okay. GTA. So, PlayStation has had a long-standing relationship with Rockstar going back to GTA 3. Being realistic. We've heard substantial rumors that we're getting a remastered trilogy of GTA 3, Vice City, and San Andreas, all being ported over to the Unreal Engine and having some of their actual gaming mechanics tweaked, but they still want to stay true to what the original series was. To me, I hope that means no cover and shooting heads off, and it's a spurt of blood. um, well, that's what made GTA to me. But I think that we will not only see that trilogy, but what we'll see more of is I think we're gonna get a trailer for the next gen version of GTA 5. We're going to see that, running. We're going to see how that looks. And you're going to have to buy it again, unfortunately. But if you purchase it, you get this trilogy as an addition, like as a pack-in.
They'll definitely have an upgrade on PC, I think.
I mean, I think the PC versions, I mean, depending on how much they do to the GTA 5 next gen version, I could see them straight up just making the PC version, the GTA 5 next gen version. Like just porting the PC version over to next gen consoles. Like I could totally see that
I
just
just want
being.
to see what they're gonna do. Like,
I don't give a shit about the next gen version. I'm gonna, I hate to say it, but I'm gonna buy that either way. Um,
me too.
it's this trilogy that I need. I need
Yeah, if I
to
can go
CJ.
back through, if I can go back through and play all three again without any like, just like friendly on the eyes, friendly on the hands,
Well, like not
controls.
even the eyes for me necessarily. I need those hands. Cause what was it? Uh in the OG Grand Theft Auto games, the right joystick, when you would move that, you would stop and go into first person and you'd be at a standstill. And then you
Yeah, it
could
was
look
fixed
around.
camera.
Yeah, it was a fixed camera. I'm trying to remember the controls. It was like you would tap R2 to lock
I
on,
remember all the
and then you
controls.
would
It
and
wasn't
then you would
R2.
hold down circle to shoot.
It was R1. That was back when L1 and R1 were the fire buttons.
um,
Well, no, I mean the aiming, and then circle was attack, square was jump, X was sprint, triangle was get in a car.
always get in a car with triangle. Um,
Always.
but yeah, I want to see how much they do mechanically. Like not even visuals as much. I want to see what they do mechanically, and then I need them to remove some missions. I don't know how fresh of a mind you are with some of the older missions, but the RC plane mission in
Oh.
San Andreas where you have to like drop bombs
Yep, yep,
on
yep, yep.
gang
You don't even have to.
delivery
Zero's
vans.
RC shop.
Dude,
It's the
you
only
need
mission you
to
don't need
just
to do to
remove
beat the
it.
game.
Just remove it entirely. Like just take it out.
Same with Vice City when you have the little helicopter and you're like
Yes.
taking the bombs to the
That
construction
was
site.
literally going to be my second one. I was gonna be like in Vice City, the helicopter.
That one, you
Remove it.
have to do that one.
It's just yeah, it's like it ruins the experience. It's basically doing yoga in GTA 5 or working at the docks in GTA 5 times 10. It is just the worst fucking thing ever. So yeah, I want them to remove that, fix the game mechanically, and clean it up and polish it. And that is all I want. But like my expectations are so low for them, I feel like it could actually be really impressive. But also I feel like the likelihood of that being shown at this showcase isn't too high because Rockstar is one of the very few companies that could just drop their own trailer whenever they want to. You know, they don't need to be on any one stage. They don't need, they don't need any recognition because they're fucking Rockstar.
Right.
But what's another honorable mention you got for me, bud?
A Red Dead Redemption port.
Again, doubling down on the Do you know something I don't know?
Kind of.
Now, just for reference, I have a Red Dead 2 trailer going right now just because it's way prettier to look at.
But the Red Dead 1 trailer is so good.
It's just so pretty. But I
No,
like a
just like
full-on
no. This time a port.
just a
Just so
PC
I
port.
could play the game. No, like if it was like a PlayStation and
Just a next gen
PC.
port.
Yeah, just like it's out. Like I need to play that game again without going through hoops and bounds, okay?
Yeah, if
Like,
I remember correctly, you could download PlayStation Now on PC and get the subscription and then play through that.
yeah, no. No. I just want to play it.
I mean, what do you want to play more in Red Dead 1 that you can't do in Red Dead 2?
I just liked
Just the narrative, you just want to
the
play the
narrative.
campaign? Yeah.
Yeah, I just like the narrative. And then they'd have to release Undead Nightmare, dude, as well. And Undead
That's the one
Nightmare
I
was
want to replay
sick,
more than
dude.
anything.
I just like the vibe of the of Red Dead 1. Like I love the vibe of Red Dead 2, but like Red Dead Redemption I just like maybe it won't hit the same because I remember playing it and just wondering like what was it like in Dutch's gang? You know,
Yeah, no, that was my
like
biggest
what
problem
was
with Red
this
Dead Redemption
place
2.
beforehand?
Yeah,
So,
the mystery of Dutch for me was more tantalizing than the actual camp itself.
but also that's one of those games that like when I had a I when it came out I got it on PS3 and I beat it in like a day, 24 hours. And I loved every bit of it, and I just loved the vibe. And then I replayed it on Xbox. I somehow like scooped up, so like it fell into my bag at a friend's house or something like that. A copy of Red Dead on the Xbox 360, and I played through it again, and I like had just as much fun. So if like I could replay it on PC, 60 FPS, that'd
That's
be
one of
nice.
those that's like one of those few like game releases that I'll never forget, in the sense of that game came out the week that the 8th grade DC trip happened. And like I remember seeing trailers for it, and I'm just like, off the top of my head, I'm just like, God, this cowboy game again, this sequel to Red Dead Revolver, like Jesus, who cares? And then it like ended with the Rockstar logo. And I was like, wait, what? And I'm not gonna name any last names. I'll say Beans. I don't know if you remember. I don't know if that name
Yeah.
rings
Okay.
any
Yep.
bells.
Yep. Beans. Got
Um,
it.
but yeah, Beans didn't go to the DC trip either, and he got Red Dead Redemption. And I went over to his house to like check it out, and oh my god, dude, that game blew my fucking mind when I first played it.
I
And then
was like,
yeah,
dude, it's Grand Theft Auto 4 Cowboys.
and then I just went to work for my dad. He paid me enough money over that week to be able to buy one game. Child labor. But dude, yeah, I mean, as much as I want to port, I don't know if it I don't know why it would never I don't know why it's not happened already.
If they're
So
porting the original 3, like, well, man, I would like to see GTA 4 too.
GTA 4 is my favorite GTA
God, that is like, I just love Nico Bellic.
for
But yeah,
sure. Um and I have only one more. I only have one more get hype prediction, and we've been hearing rumblings upon rumblings upon rumblings all year. At the top of the year in January, Jim Ryan did an interview where he said, and I quote, I don't even have to look it up because I know it in verbatim because I've read it a billion times. We are working on a competitor to Games Pass. We have something to show you soon, just not now. You can literally look that quote up and look up the article yourself. It's there. And with these recent kind of rumblings and rumors that PlayStation's partnering with Netflix. And people are like, all right, Netflix has, like the streaming service and that capability to offer to PlayStation. What does PlayStation have to offer to Netflix? Well, not only their first party games that are, the top, the upper echelon of games in the world, in the industry to date. On top of that, Sony just acquired Crunchyroll. And Jay, I don't know if you're familiar with Crunchyroll, but it's
we
basically
talked
the
about this. I remember.
yeah, it's the Netflix for anime, and they already own Funimation. So they own all of the anime output in the West, essentially. So my final ultimate get hype prediction is Sony reveals their Games Pass competitor, and it's a Netflix partnership. Basically, they are going to give Netflix a shitload of anime every month to publish on their site, while Netflix is going to give Sony the ability to stream their games in a a constructed way, because PlayStation now just hasn't been cutting it. They don't have the tech for it. Netflix would have the tech for it. They started they started the streaming
Yeah.
service. So
Man, I remember getting the 5 for 5 from Netflix.
for
Getting
sure.
movies in the mail.
So yeah, that is my final get hype prediction. Every prediction after that is the official one that counts towards the list. Che, do you have any more honorable mentions?
So come.
Oh my god.
Dude, why? Why? Could you imagine SOCOM on like a PS5? Like God, it doesn't even have to look pretty. It just has to like fundamentally play like SOCOM. Like they don't even dude, dude. That's all I gotta say. I
Yeah,
do.
we've beat it to death. I mean, just, quick rundown. My theory: Guerrilla Games is working on SOCOM. Before Horizon Forbidden West was even announced, Guerrilla Games moved their 300-person studio to a new building that could easily fit up to 1,000 employees. And they hired a massive amount of the Rainbow Six Siege team, a team that is focused on first person competitive shooters. Now, I know Guerrilla did Killzone for many years, but I do not see them going back to Killzone because Killzone never worked. SOCOM, I feel like Sony knows the hype behind some of their older titles. They have clearly been leaning more into multiplayer this generation. So I dude, I want SOCOM. So like
Dude,
I debatably want that as bad as Metal Gear Solid remake.
they gave SOCOM a nudge on its 20th anniversary. Like
I remember that.
what?
Yeah.
Come on.
Sony doesn't just do that. So,
Wild.
getting on to our actual predictions. For me, with the Get Hype predictions, I started at the bottom. I said we're going to end with a Metal Gear Solid tease. Right now, I'm going to start from the top with what I expect to see. And I think right off the bat, it has been way, way too long since we've heard from Polyphony about Gran Turismo 7. Now, to be honest, neither of us are racing sim fans.
I
I
played
mean,
Gran Turismo 5, I think.
yeah,
Or it
like
was on PS3.
I mean, for me, like, A-Spec 3, like Gran Turismo 3 is, like one of the greats. And they have totally lost that title to
Forza.
Forza over these last few years. But just look at this fucking game, dude. Like, this is like the game. Oh my god, it looks fucking, I don't know. I feel like people keep freaking out about Forza Horizon and no one is giving this game any
Well,
recognition.
Forza Horizon is really different because Horizon's more arcadey.
Well, no, I mean like visually. Like the Forza Horizon trailer that's happened recently.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
people have been fucking going crazy over, where I haven't seen a single person even, like talk about this. What is this? I don't remember seeing any of this. This is all new. I haven't even seen this before. What is this? Are they going open worldish with different points?
No.
Yeah, okay. Oh yeah, no, they straight up. I haven't seen this. This is straight up gameplay. I didn't know they had straight up gameplay of this game. But yeah, this is one of my realistic predictions. I think it is essentially guaranteed that we're gonna see Gran Turismo 7 and we're gonna get a release date. I'm putting that one on there just for a little cherry on top.
Okay.
Jay, you have any more get hypes, or are we on to official
We're on to
predictions?
official predictions.
All right, why don't you go ahead and hit me with your first official prediction?
We're going to see Insurgency Sandstorm on the PS5.
Oh, you added some new stuff. I don't
I
have any
did.
of these queued up.
Well, because the reason why is because it said Paul took all the good predictions.
Insurgency Sandstorm. That's Insurgency sounds familiar.
Insurgency Sandstorm is the second Insurgency game on the PC, and they've been talking about their console port for a really long time.
What kind of gameplay are we doing?
We're dealing
Battlefield
with
style?
like no, like really fast-paced, realistic, one shot and you're dead, freaking team-based combat. Really
Hmm.
tactical. This one's really violent, and this one has like I haven't played it a lot. It honestly has some of the best sound design in any game I've ever heard.
It's really violent, you said?
Oh yeah, gory as shit.
Really?
Yeah, type in Insurgency Sandstorm gore. Like the level of detail they put into it's ridiculous. It's gore reviews.
I
My God,
was about to say, I'm looking for something short. I don't want a 20-minute
mass gore.
audio
Skip it.
wise. We're just fucking. Oh, Jesus Christ. What did you do? What did you do? Oh, Jesus. Okay. Let me. Yeah, that's pretty wild. That's gross. It's giving me some
Yeah.
Brothers in Arms Hell's Highway.
Right.
Hell's
Yeah,
Highway
but
vibes.
there you go. That's Insurgency
Jesus
Sandstorm.
Christ.
We'll see it on the console.
You think there's gonna be a shown?
Yeah, because they've been teasing their console release for a while, and they said like it's ready, and why not? Like it's a PC game that is like super fast paced, and why not throw it on the PS5? Be like a PS5, Xbox Series X, or whatever. What?
Uh, no, I'm just laughing at where this is gonna go. Jesus Christ. Jesus. Eviscerated entirely. Oh my
It's a good
god.
game. Play it if you like crazy shit.
Apparently. All right, let me see here. Working down my list. All right, this is one that uh I I'm taking a dive on. I don't know how likely this will be, but I have a theory where Guerrilla Games has been rumored to have been wanting to make Horizon co-op since the beginning. Like Horizon Zero Dawn, they wanted to be co-op or have some sort of co-op integration, but they were never able to get it to work. And like I said earlier, Sony's doubling down on multiplayer this generation, it seems. So I expect that we will see a Horizon Forbidden West co-op multiplayer trailer. And I'm taking a dive on that one because I don't know how likely that's going to happen. I think that would be fucking really cool in a game like this in co-op would be fucking insane. Like I don't even know how that would work really. Um I guess it's just like Far Cry status where you just play together. Um but I mean, are you just another Aloy or are you a dude or are you a created character? I don't know. But I think that's gonna get shown, and I think that'll be really fucking cool. You haven't played Horizon yet, right?
No.
The first one. Goddamn, such a good game. I would, eh, maybe wait until you get your PS5 and just play them both back to back. You got a lot of games to catch up on from the last generation.
Yeah, I do.
Oh, it's just so beautiful looking. I want to play it so badly. What's another one you got?
This one's a shot I just threw up there because I thought it was hilarious. You remember Ty the Tasmanian Devil on the
I
PS2?
don't.
What? Tasmanian Tiger, sorry. Got it wrong. Oh, I
The
forgot they re-released it on the PS4.
the GameCube game.
Oh, I played it on PS2.
Was it on PS2? It was
Oh
just the
yeah.
GameCube trailer that I pulled up.
You've never heard of this game?
What the fuck is this? What
Lit.
jank ass shit is this?
Which one is this?
I don't know. This is a Ty the Tiger.
Lit.
Bruh.
Alright, I'll tell you lit.
No fucking way. It
Well,
says I'm putting money that this will not be shown.
I don't give a fuck. I didn't know what to put.
No, I feel you.
Yeah, this is definitely not the one I played because
He
the one I
looks
played looked like
kind of familiar. But he
he's
also
a
kind of
fucking.
just looks like every other 3D platformer character put into one.
I'm trying to think of the one though. Yeah, this is the first one. This is not the one I played.
Oh, so the very first tie game, we're like, fuck that. That's a good sign.
I don't know.
Oh, God. All right, let's start getting through these real quick. We're running a bit long here. My next one is we got teased back in May. I want to say whenever we got the confirmation that Sony acquired Housemarque Studios, the guys who just did Returnal. Sony Japan accidentally tweeted out the exact same image except congratulating Bluepoint on being acquired by Sony. It's was way too like in depth just to kind of wave off. So I think we're gonna get the official announcement at this next showcase. Now, whether it's just like, hey, we got Bluepoint, really cool, or it's like, hey, we got Bluepoint, and here's a little something they're working on, and then they show us Metal Gear. I don't know, I can't say that for certain. Fuck these things, dude. I hate them so much. Um, but I think that's almost a certain because it's been too long since we've heard about that. It was almost too like certain that they did buy Bluepoint and they just weren't ready to announce that yet. So I think now is the time that we finally get that info. And they are the remake kings. They remake games better than any other studio out there. So the fact that Sony would have them with the ability to remake any of the IP that Sony owns that they want, that that could be really fucking cool. Jay, what else you got?
I'm gonna skip that one. Um, Call of Duty Vanguard. They're gonna have another freaking trailer showcasing another like Africa because they haven't been to South Northern Africa since Call of Duty 2, and they're gonna have like like a beta. You know, they had like this closed alpha thing or whatever they just did, and then they're gonna have like an open beta release date, and it'll be first on the PS4 or PlayStation.
That's a I might be speaking too soon. That's a guaranteed point for you right there. Yeah, no, I mean they've had the marketing rights with Sony for the longest time, and that's honestly why Sony didn't put any multiplayer games out last generation or first person shooters is because in Sony's mind they were like, we have the marketing rights to Destiny and Call of Duty, the biggest first person shooters out there. So we have our multiplayer games covered. But now with Xbox making moves, Sony's gonna have to step up their game. And I think they're finally realizing that they do have the properties to compete with, Microsoft and shit, even PC. So yeah, I'd Call of Duty having a beta on PlayStation exclusively. I think that is a solid, solid prediction. Um, I got two more predictions here for you. Last of Us Factions, it was announced that it wasn't going to be attached to The Last of Us Part 2 and that they were going to launch it as a separate product. Um, I have been convinced for quite some time now that they are doubling down on The Last of Us Factions and doing a lot with it, in the sense of when the first Last of Us Factions came out, it kind of previewed, whatever. Like, like they gave it to some people to test out, like people at IGN and GameSpot. And some of them were, like a lot of people were kind of like whatever. But one dude at IGN, Colin Moriarty, he was straight up like, "Hey, you have something here. Like, I am not the multiplayer competitive shooter guy, but I am addicted to this. Like, you have something special here." I personally never played Factions because it just The Last of Us competitive multiplayer never appealed to me. But with how big The Last of Us Part 2 goes, I feel like they could I feel like they could do a Tarkov thing where you kind
Yeah.
of create a base character, you launch into Seattle, and you go and you collect your loot, you fight your AI, there's some, you know, people online, and you duke it out. Like, that's your situation. Um and with The Last of Us physics and mechanics, and I feel like picture Tarkov if everyone had an average of 3 bullets. You had a lot of gun sway because your character's fucking nervous as shit and you're using a revolver, so you're not going to be that accurate. Like, I feel like that could make PvP, like interactions, really tense, and people could get real strategic with that shit. I don't know. You're more of the PvP guy. What do you think of that?
Eh, I don't know. I think the game's too like I haven't played The Last of Us Part 2, so I can't say for certain, but like I played the first one. It was just like a heavy game. It's
Yeah,
heavy.
there's a lot of sway and weight to your character. They want you to kind of feel like they want you to feel like that character. Like when you move the joystick and he sways the gun, like, it feels how it's supposed to feel. It doesn't necessarily feel good. But I don't think it's supposed to really feel good. Like, to me it feels right, if that makes sense. For, like, what these people are doing. Like, Joel or Ellie, they're not hardened, military trained killers. Like, they're fucking people who are just trying to survive. So I feel like, adding that tension to the way you control a gun is kind of unique. And again, I feel like that could be really, really, really intricately played into PvP. But I only got one more left. Which how many more you got? You got one more?
Um, just that Sony reveals the new first-party multiplayer shooter.
Yeah, they've got a couple of those in the works. I'm trying to remember the name of the teams, but they've partnered with a Deviation is one of the studios, I believe. Firewalk is another one. Jade Raymond, she was a producer on the original Assassin's Creed and Watch Dogs. She left and formed a studio that's focusing on first-person shooters that is partnered with PlayStation. Those ones might be a little too soon because we heard about those like earlier this year. And for Jade Raymond Studio specifically, I don't even think we got uh, like a logo for the studio. So I don't know how likely that one could be, but I mean, you could tie that one in with your SOCOM prediction. Like, dude, I've been saying it every single year. This is the year. This is the year SOCOM's announced. And I really, really think that this next showcase could be the one.
Think so?
Yeah.
Damn. What day? What time is it?
Thursday, September 9th, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Dude.
You catch
Might
me
have to get
live
off
reacting
work
to it
early.
over here at twitch.tv/punkwithacontroller. But I've got one more prediction for you. The final prediction of the show.
Let's do it.
We heard about it last September. It closed out the show then. It was just a title card revealing Ragnarok with a new bluish, snowy kind of winter-esque title card stating God of War Ragnarok and Ragnarok is coming. Jay, I think we get a similar reveal that we got to God of War initially back in 2016 at that E3 show, where it kind of just caught everyone off guard and it was like a 9-minute gameplay demo. I think that's what we get here. I feel like this showcase either starts off or ends with the God of War gameplay demo. Not a trailer, a demo. We will see it running in real time on a PS5 and get the full fixins, and we'll get a release window of fall 2022. That is my final prediction, and I think that is pretty certain. Because a prediction I've had, or a theory more so I've had going back for a while now, is that Sony and Sony Santa Monica, the developers, they know how big this sequel is. And I feel like they're going to give it kind of the end game treatment in the sense of they are going to do little to no lead up in marketing for the game. Like they'll show like a bunch of like, flashbacks to the 2018 God of War and like maybe whatever little footage they've shown of, the sequel Ragnarok. But they are going to keep everything hidden so that the whole game is a surprise, which is what I really, really hope they do. But yeah, I cannot fucking wait. And I want to say the 3 games that are almost a given we will see in some way, shape, or form is Gran Turismo, God of War, and Horizon. But yeah. Jay, do you have anything else you wanna add on to this episode before we close out the show?
No, I'm stoked. And
I can't wait.
I can't wait. Yeah.
All right. So next week we will have the results to this prediction episode, and we'll know by then whether we saw Bloodborne Director's Cut, God of War 2, Metal Gear Solid Reboot. Who knows? Parappa the Rappa makes a comeback. I don't know.
Oh God.
But that wraps episode 21. Thank you all for being here. If you've missed, you can head over to YouTube. You can head over to our YouTube channel of the same name where the latest episodes are uploaded Sundays at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell to know exactly when we're going live. Follow us on all social media to find out all of the latest details on the podcast. And go over to the Lord's channel, twitch.tv/LordxHam. Show him some love. And we hope to see you next weekend, and we hope you have a nice holiday. Quick reminder that it is September, and you could gift 1 free sub or sub yourself for 20% off, or for the free people's sake, the freeloaders, you could link your Amazon account with your Twitch gaming account, and you could gift 1 free sub a month to any content creator you want. It really helps out smaller folk like me. Jay, the intro to this episode was a fucking mess, but
Yeah,
I feel like we pulled it out in the end.
We did.
All right. We hope you have a nice weekend. We'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.
Later.